Hello and welcome to today's video. So this is going to be my October TBR video, and for the first time this year I'm not playing my TBR game. So there's a few reasons for this. One, October's my birthday month and I just thought I'd take it a bit easier, not need to like get the books so within certain parameters. Two, I have three quite big projects that I'm going to show you the books for, and there's a lot of books for those three projects that I really want to get done in October, and I've been trying to find a way to like get them going all year, and I've just decided this month, no DPR game, we'll read what we need to read for them. And then also I'm going on holiday for a week in October, and like I'm not taking any of the books I'm going to show you today with me. I do have kind of a bit of an idea. I've been starting to think about like what books I do want to take with me, but I haven't fully decided yet and I'm not fully sure. So probably I will be vlogging it because that sounds fun, but probably at the start of like the holiday vlog I'll do like a little TBR thing where I do show the books that I'm bringing with me and intending to read. But yeah, like there's a lot of books. I think I've got like, yeah, I've got 17 books here and these aren't all of them for the month. So I feel like yeah, it's going to be honestly just a month with a lot of books. I will say one of the video ideas I have, like one of my like plans, means that I might read a couple of these books before October, but like there's no plan to. I just know that there's a lot of books here, so maybe if I can get around to some a bit sooner it might be easier. But yeah, there's not really much else to say, to be honest. I'm not doing the TBR game this month, it will return next month, so yeah. The other thing is these shoulders. I put like a really cute little dress on. It's got these like poofy sleeves, but it's really cold, but now I can't get my jacket to look like not weird with them, so yeah, that's not so poofy. Yeah, okay, I look like myself again. So here we are, let's get into what we're going to read. So first up, and like the first big project, are these 10 books. I'm just going to show you them all together, but these are the 10 books, and if I twist them round you can see them a bit better here. So these are the 10 books in the Demonata series by Darren Shan. I read these when I reckon I was around 14, and I read like the entire series, really loved it, really enjoyed it, and I still own the books and I feel like I'd really enjoy it now. But part of my like rule for like where books are kept in the house is like these can't be kept on my read shelves. These are on my unread shelves because I don't remember them enough. I think the cut off I did was like 2019, but I don't really remember. But yeah, like if I don't remember books enough to like be able to talk about them and like, you know the basic plot of them at least, then they shouldn't be on my red shelves because it doesn't feel like I've read them. I'm going to put these down and just hold up the first one. So yeah, the first one is called Lord Loss, and I haven't actually checked that this is the first one. It is the first one. Yeah, I figured I'd just do like a vlog of rereading these. I don't remember much. Like I remember a main character and I can remember what a main character gets up to, but aside from that can't really remember a lot of it. So yeah, I thought it'd just be a really fun series. Like they're only short, I think they're about 200 pages each. Oh, this first one's a bit longer. This is 264 pages, so yeah, maybe they are a bit longer, 250 odd pages each probably. So yeah, I am really looking forward to this. I really want to get this series read, and I think it would be really cool to read around like spooky Halloween time as well. But obviously like I don't know if this is classed as YA or if it's like teen or even if it's younger than that. I really don't know, but I don't expect this to be like scary as an adult, but I expect it to be like really interesting, and yeah, I really plan on having a good time with the entire series. On the back of book 1 I will read out what it says. So we have: the door feels red hot, as though a fire is burning behind it. I press an ear to the wood, but there's no crackle, no smoke, just deep, heavy breathing, and a curious dripping sound. My hand's on the doorknob. Inside the room, somebody giggles. Low, throaty, sadistic. There's a ripping sound, followed by snaps and crunches. My hand turns. The door opens, hell is revealed. When Grubbs Grady first encounters Lord Lost and his evil minions, he learns 3 things. 1. The world is vicious. 2. Magic is possible. 3. Demons are real. He thinks that he will never again witness such a terrible night of death and darkness. He's wrong. And yeah, I think this is going to be great. I think I'm going to have a really great time like reading these and like just enjoying exploring this world again, honestly. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, those are like the first 10 books and it should hopefully be fun. Then next up I've got one more pile of books, and I've piled these up in basically just size order, just to keep them standing up best as possible. So I'm just going to show you them in that. All of these books are for 2 separate projects that I'm wanting to do in October. 2 projects that I think would be fun. There's 3 books for the one project and 4 books for the other. I'm not going to tell you what those projects are. Like, obviously you're going to know the books, but I feel like there is a reason for these books as well. So I'm going to try and keep it kind of like a little bit secretive, even though you know the books that are going to be coming up. Like, I don't know, try and guess down below what are these 2 projects that I am attempting to do. Obviously all will be revealed within the next couple of weeks, but yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I've spent a lot of time kind of like collating these books ready, so let's just talk about them. The first book is The Beach by Alex Garland. Now, I don't know a lot about this. I know there's also a film made of the book, and the beach that is used in the film is in Thailand, and I've actually been there. We weren't allowed to get off the boat because the beach is so popular because of The Beach, like the film The Beach, that they actually only allow like tourists on, like I think it's 1 month out of the year, and like the rest of the year it has to stay as like blank as possible to like keep it there and surviving, basically, which I think is a really interesting thing to think about when you think of like, you know, writing this book. You'd have no way of knowing that that would be like a thing that would even need to happen because you decided to put words on a page. So yeah, and this was also a debut novel. Like, it starts about the author. Alex Garland was born in London in 1970. The Beach is his first novel. Great, cool, let's give it a go. So yeah, on the back it just says, the Koh Sam Road, Bangkok, first stop on the backpacker trail. On Richard's first night there, a fellow traveller slits his wrist, leaving Richard a map to the beach. The beach is a legend among young travellers in Asia. White sands circling a lagoon hidden from the sea, coral gardens and fresh waterfalls surrounded by jungle. In this earthly paradise, it is rumoured a select community lives in blissful innocence. For Richard, haunted by the glamour of Vietnam War movies, a trek into unknown Thai territory is irresistible. He was looking for adventure, now he's found it. And that's all I know. I think it's going to be really interesting, a bit spooky, a bit thrillery. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm excited to give it a go. Then next up we have To Kill a Mockingbird. This has already been on a TBR once this year. I actually purchased this book when the prompt came up for All Through the Same Initials As You, and I didn't own any, so I got Harper Lee for HL, which is like my first name and last name. And yeah, I should have read this already. I haven't, but it's kind of turned out in my favour because I've been able to use it for this now. So yeah, we've got To Kill a Mockingbird. Most people, at least in the UK, will have studied this book in school. For me, in my year at school doing GCSEs, my class was the only one where this book wasn't picked. So literally like everyone I know and like everyone I'm still friends with from school today has read this book, but like I haven't, and I just think it'd be really interesting too, and that's my main reasoning for really wanting to read it. I really know nothing about it, honestly, and I want to keep it that way. So that's the book. If you want to read the back, pause the video here and you can give it a read and see what it's actually about. But yeah, that's that. Then next up we have Night World. This is Secret Vampire, Daughter of the Darkness and Enchantress. It's 3 books, but from what I can see online, it was always published in this bind up. So although there's 3 books in it, and I think now you can get them separate, like they were all published together. Like, you know, like you don't get it nowhere like book 1 came out and you wait for book 2. These were like published as 3 books. So the only thing that I really know about this is one of the few series that L.J. Smith like owns the rights to and actually earns money from. L.J. Smith is the author of most of the Vampire Diaries books before they got a ghostwriter, and half of the Secret Circle books before they got a ghostwriter. Since then, Vampire Diaries has been like a massive TV show, like so massive. It's had spin-offs, it's had everything. And the Secret Circle had like 1 season of a TV show. And to my knowledge, because L.J. Smith didn't own the rights to any of those books, she hasn't earned, I don't know if it's any money, but like, you know, like if this book was made into a TV show and it did well and it had all these seasons, she'd earn a lot of money, obviously. But because she never owned the rights to Vampire Diaries or Secret Circle, like that's not the case. So I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of read a book that she had full creative power over, because I've read like most of the Secret Circle books and I definitely think the 3 that she wrote were like considerably better than the rest. And I think when I was younger I read a couple of the Vampire Diaries books, but I've watched all of the Vampire Diaries TV show and I love it. So yeah, I'm just really intrigued by this. So the first one is called Secret Vampire, and on the back it just says, in Secret Vampire, Poppy is dying and it seems that James can offer her only chance for survival. But is the price too high? So I'm guessing she's going to get turned into a vampire, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, that is what I'm kind of expecting to happen, and I'm really excited to like find out and read more. And then we have The Great Gatsby. Again, one I don't really know a lot about. I know the basics of it, like, you know, it's set in, I believe, 1920s. And I know kind of the atmosphere it provides, like the extravagance, the, I don't even know what good words are. Yeah, honestly, I feel like a fake reader right now. I just can't put words together today. We've only got 4 books left to go. But yeah, opulence is the word I was looking for. Oh wow. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever read the back of this because I've just started reading it and I'm like, no, I don't know what that's on about. So I'm going to keep it this way. I also really coolly got this book from one of the bookshops in Hay on Wye, so that's cool. It's already got the bookmarking from the bookshop. And yeah, I paid £2.95 for this and I'm really excited to give it a go and read it, see if I like it. I have read some other of F. Scott Fitzgerald's work, not loved it, but I've only read short stories, like they were very small. I do also own another short story collection by him, but as you can see, like this was the kind of size of the first one as well, like there's a massive difference. So yeah, hopefully I enjoy this one a lot more. And then we have Game of Thrones. I'm starting it, I'm gonna do it. I've been putting it off for ages, and a big reason for that is there's still no final book. I've never watched the TV series. I think when it first came out, I've watched the first like 1 or 2 episodes a few times, but just not got into it. But like, it's very popular, everyone talks about it. I know for a fact we're waiting on 1 more book. The book didn't come out before the end of the TV series, so something was done that people don't like people don't enjoy the ending to the TV series. And I think I also heard something about like the book needing to be like rewritten or something. I don't really know, but essentially it's been years and years and the final book hasn't come out. So I've got all these books, like as I've seen them in charity shops, I've picked them up. None of them match, none of the editions match, but I don't really care. And I now own them all, except for the one I'm waiting to come out, and I thought I'd just keep them on my shelves. But then recently I've also heard that like they're not actually that good. Like they're alright, like you're probably gonna have fun with it if you enjoy fantasy, which I do. But I might not care enough to commit to reading them, like I might not care enough to even finish this book. So I thought, do you know what, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Let's give it a go. I don't even know what Game of Thrones is about, to be quite honest. There are people on thrones. Basically it's just your traditional high fantasy. and it's very much different families, different people, different, I don't think clans is the right word, but I don't know what the right word is. Basically we've got people and they want the throne, and that's all I know. That's how I'm keeping it. We'll see how it goes, honestly. I know a few things, but nothing that I have any context for, so I don't know if they are spoilers, if they aren't spoilers. There's so many books, like, these things could happen wherever, whenever, and right now I don't care. And I'm thinking maybe when I read it I might recognise names and be like, oh right, I've heard this thing and this is going to happen to this person. Right now I couldn't tell you who's who or what's going to happen to who, so that's just the plan. Read Game of Thrones, see if it's worth the hype, see if I enjoy it, see if I want to continue reading it. Then we have Pride and Prejudice. I don't think I've ever read a Jane Austen novel. Jane Austen is like very well known, very well loved, and I feel like her books are really like highly regarded. So I just figure I should probably read one, and I've had a look into it and I think this is the best one to start off with. Again, I just found this one in a charity shop, so I don't really know much about this, but I think this is your classic enemies to lovers story. I think that's what I'm going into it thinking. I could be wrong, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to read the back, it's a classic and I know nothing about it, might as well leave it that way. I guess there's the back. If you do want to read it, you can pause the video now and give it a read. But yeah, that is that one. And then one more book to go. Last but not least, we have On Beauty by Zadie Smith. Again, I don't know that much about this book, but I've heard a lot of good things about the author, and I think the author's got quite a lot of books like under their belt. There's only actually 2 in the front of this, but I don't know when this was published. 2005, so I'm guessing there's been a couple more since then, as like recently, especially on like booktube and like the videos I watch, I've heard a lot of people mention Zadie Smith, both for this book, which is On Beauty, and for a book called White Teeth, I think. And yeah, I think this is going to be really, really interesting. It's not the sort of book I usually read. I can see from the top it's like winner of the Orange Prize for Fiction 2006, shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize 2005. Like, I think it's going to be quite lyrical, quite contemporary, and yeah, just a very different book to I've ever read before. So again, I can read the back of this one. I don't feel like I'm going to spoil anything for myself. What are the truly beautiful things in life, and how far will you go to get them? Howard Belsey is an Englishman abroad, an academic teaching in Wellington, a college town in New England. Married young, 30 years later, he is struggling to revive his love for his African-American wife, Kiki. Meanwhile, his 3 teenage children, Jerome, Zora and Levi, are each seeking the passions, ideals and commitments that will guide them through their own lives. After Howard has a disastrous affair with a colleague, his sensitive eldest son, Jerome, escapes to England for the holidays. In London, he defies everything the Belseys represent when he goes to work for Trinidadian right-wing academic and pundit Monty Kipps. Taken in by the Kipps family for the summer, Jerome falls for Monty's beautiful, capricious daughter, Victoria. But this short-lived romance has long-lasting consequences, drawing these very different families into each other's lives. As Kiki develops a friendship with Miss Kipps and Howard and Monty do battle on different sides of the culture war, hot-headed Zora brings a handsome young man from the Boston streets into their midst, whom she is determined to draw into the fold of their black middle class, but at what price? Set on both sides of the Atlantic, Zadie Smith's third novel is a brilliant take on family life, marriage, the collision of personal and political, and an honest look at people's self-deceptions. It is also, as you might expect, very funny indeed. So that is that one. Oh, the thing is, I read that, nothing really excites me about it. Nothing is really at the point where I'm like, I really want to read this. I don't really care about books on like families, and I don't really care, but the ones I have read, I have found once I've read them, once I've got into like a bit of a chunk of them, then I start caring. And if I care about the characters by a little way in, they normally end up being great and amazing, even if I didn't think that much of them when I read the description. If I don't end up caring about the characters and don't care about what happens to them, then I end up not liking them or DNFing them or whatever. So I'm really hoping that I end up liking the characters, and yeah, I just have a good time with it. But yeah, those were all of the books. As I said, I might end up reading 1 or 2 before October starts. I am pre-filming this as I am on holiday the first week of October, so I wanted to make sure it is ready to get up and sorted. So maybe I will end up reading 1 or 2 of these, but I don't know, honestly. And also, the books I read on holiday, I still don't know what they're going to be. I still have no idea what I'm going to take, so that'll be exciting too. I am a bit worried about the amount of books. To say I'm not doing my TBR game to, you know, have a bit of a more easy laid back month. There's a hell of a lot of books here, but I guess we'll just wait and see how October goes. I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if there's any books here that you've really enjoyed, that you really think I will enjoy, or any just recommendations really. Give the video a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!